Hello, welcome everyone to FPL Jedi Show Deadline Stream for Game Week 10. We are here today. A very good morning to everyone. It's 9 a.m. at Malaysian time. My name is Hafiz. I welcome my co-host Azmin. How's the feeling this morning?
Okay, good to go. Unusual feeling of having already made a transfer quite early. So, first thing I did was check, is Haaland not injured?
What I can say, that will definitely an important transfer. Regardless, Haaland is now in your team. I think he's the best player right now, and there's no question. Yeah, I can say that even if you bring him for a hit, I think it's really, really worthwhile.
Yeah. So, and just so before we start, I just like to highlight that. So, with it now, I'm embarking on this experiment. Now that I picked up Haaland, how high can I go till the end of the season? And and whether or not, what's the impact of it now that I've Haaland, what's going to happen with my team? How far can I get ahead, or or do I get worse? I'll be tracking that quite closely.
All right, good. But I can say that the feeling I'm having Haaland and the feeling captaining him is such a joy. So I can say that.
I guess the only thing is that it means that theoretically, with everyone almost captaining Haaland, so we're basically playing with 10 players now. So so I mean, of course, some people might say it's boring, but then the reality is, if he's the most performing FPL player, then it's up to the rest of your team to make that difference. So it's you can't say it's not a challenge. It's still a challenge. It's just you've less one factor, which is the captain, and one player, so two.
So I agree. Some people might feel that it's less fun, less challenging, but it's still an option. If you're brave enough to go without Haaland captain, is an option. Is It's up to you. But Azmin has been ended at that road for the past 9 weeks, so he knows the how the road that can be. But he's now in Highland train, and but we will have that discussion again in Game Week 12 where Highland will blank. So definitely something that people will think about captaincy, especially in Game Week 12.
Yep.
So let's run through Game Week 10 fixture. Okay, welcome everyone. And first of all, our fixture for this Game Week 10 will start at 10 p.m. No, really early kickoff. All right. So all will be played 4 matches at 10 p.m., which is Bournemouth versus Leicester. And then Chelsea versus Wolves. We will welcome back our ex-striker Diego Costa into the Stamford Bridge. But Wolves will go with an interim manager. Man City versus Southampton. We know this is a big match for Man City, or we expect a big scoreline, especially as we know Haaland and also Foden. Foden and KDB fully rested, and Haaland was substituted at 45 minutes. So we can see it's
After
definitely
scoring 2 goals.
yeah,
Okay.
after scoring 2 goals. Yeah. So it's definitely going to be a strong lineup. I can see that. And then Newcastle versus Brentford, both can be a tough match. Then at 12:30 p.m. is, can I say, high flying Brighton, because they had a good result against Liverpool last week against Spurs, who badly need a goal in the midweek in Champions League. They have a chance now against, but Brighton is still a tough night. Then on Sunday itself, we have Palace versus Leeds. And then we have West Ham versus Fulham, and the big one at 11:30 p.m. Arsenal will welcome Liverpool to their fortress. Arteta versus Klopp. I still remember last season where Arteta has like a scarf with Klopp in at the touchline. I think so. Yep, like this last season. And then on Sunday midnight 2 a.m. Everton versus Manchester United. Manchester really need to bounce back after their mauling 6-3 against Man City last week. And then we close off Game Week 10 with Forest versus Villa. And I can say they are in the same boat. They really need this win. So what can you sum up about Game Week 10 fixture overall, Min?
Okay. Disregarding the Manchester City Southampton match, every other match it seems open for the taking. Actually, to be honest, um, uh, there's not really any straightforward match other than that one. Actually no, you could argue the first match, Bournemouth versus Leicester. Because Leicester just whacked Forest, and now they're probably gonna lag another promoted sides, Bournemouth, as they try to recover. But everywhere else, it doesn't look as straightforward. Yeah. So let's see how we go.
All right, good. I can assure you there's some key injuries that all the teams are having. So we're going to run through one by one. We start off with Bournemouth versus Leicester. What's the managers have been telling us, Min?
All right, for Bournemouth, nothing much really. The same players are out, Brooks, Stanislas, so nothing. So it's just the same team there. And similarly for Leicester as well, not much difference. Still the same people out, which is Bertrand, Pereira, yeah. So, and just one change, which is Ndidi is also now injured. Yeah, so that we do not that changes things in the central park, but because um Su I don't know how do you Soumare should be
Okay,
replacing him. Yeah, but other than that, there's no changes. Yeah, and I don't think it'll make much difference anyway in terms of the potential for Leicester's attack.
Yep. I think one key injury here at Leicester is only in DD. Okay, I think for both side still looks the same as previous week. What should we expect? Bournemouth versus Leicester. Are we expecting another hauling by Madison, man?
Yeah, you could say that. I think those who have Madison, definitely you'd want to keep them because Bournemouth, somehow, although they kept a clean sheet last week against Brentford, but then they also failed to score as well. So it's 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 looking dire for Bournemouth, even though they secured that draw. But if they keep going like that, then they're definitely relegated. So they need to do something. And Bournemouth are at home, so they're gonna try to attack. But in the end, I think it's gonna be they're gonna leave gaps at the back, and the likes of Barnes and Madison are gonna exploit that and win the game. And who knows? This could be a game where Danny Ward finally makes some. Well, he finally gets more points. Well, he did last week, so this might
Yep.
be another one.
All right,
I
good
can see I
stuff.
can see lots of shots by Bournemouth, and Ward saving some simple shots as well.
All right. Could easily be an open game if let's say Bournemouth decide that they want to play open, but if that's the case, Leicester can exploit that.
Well, it's the early game though, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
We go to the next match, which is Chelsea versus Wolves. My team, I feel there's one key news by Potter about Fofana, but how about the rest, man?
Okay, so the problem with Chelsea is that they've been a lot of the key players have been playing a lot. Um, Chilwell, who was back, he's now played two back-to-back games, both in the league and Europe. So if I suspect he won't play this week. And then you've also got Thiago Silva, Reece James, also playing quite a lot. So whether or not they'll be rotated, who knows? There are people, there are alternatives to come in like Azpilicueta if needed. Yeah, but because the problem with centre back is that Fofana is out, and that will make it an issue lah for Chelsea at the back. And of course, there's a question of Kepa, and I'm not sure whether he's. Let me just
Number
check.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously under the new manager, anything can change. But the question, I'm just trying to check. I don't think he does seem to. Mendy doesn't seem to be injured anymore. Is that correct?
Yeah. I think he's on the bench in Champions League, and we shall
Yeah.
see tonight.
Oh yes, that's right. He was on the bench. Yeah. So that's where the question is. Is Kepa in that position to remove the Mendy from first choice? And of course, Chelsea did win last week. Last minute, a 2-1 close win against Palace. So that is something to ponder for Chelsea. But I don't think. But FPL wise, I don't know if some people did have Mendy at the start of the season, and they may still have him because it was cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if you see Kepa there again, then if you're gonna wildcard in game week 12, then that's fine. Otherwise, you have to consider replacing him. Then on the Wolves side, Neto is definitely out. So
Once upon a time, he was the
yeah.
one that players are coming in game
So
one. Yeah.
yeah, so that is that is already a sad story for for Neto. Never really fulfilling the potential that we thought we would happen at the start of the season, and he's injured quite badly. I think
Yeah.
until the end of the year, right? So that's out. So, and the other thing is that Ruben Neves, he's got 5 yellow cards, so he's out. Nathan Collins suspended as well. Everyone else is fine, but the question of who will start up front. Oh, sorry, Jimenez is also a
Okay.
issue as well. Yeah, I think he has a groin problem. Yeah.
So there's a potential chance that Costa might start. We just know, right?
Against Chelsea, yeah, I guess. Yeah, the thing is, I think they do need him to start. I think he does. I think they need to roll the dice and make a difference. The thing is, they still don't have a manager yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so they got the backroom staff taking charge. Guedes needs to fulfill his potential. I think there's potential there, but without the right people in front of him, it's going to be an issue. then there's also Atama Traore. When is this guy going to? I mean, we talked so much about him in the previous seasons, and he even went to Barcelona on loan. But can he find it? I'm not sure. Yeah, but of course, fantasy wise, we're not picking any Wolves players for this week anyway. So the question now, which we brought out at the start of the season, in midweek, was James. Is James still a viable option? I think he is, at least for this week. Let's wait it on him on this week, and then let's see what happens from there.
All right, good stuff. As we can see, Potter did added that Cucurella will be involved, so means that Cucurella could actually replace Koulibaly, who played in the Champions League, and then Chalobah could come in for the injured Fofana. I think that's the only changes that might happen to this Chelsea team.
Yep.
So let's go to Man City versus Southampton. What's the latest news for both teams, especially? We really want to know on the Man City assets.
Yeah, most of your players are fine. The likes of Foden, KDB, Haaland. A few people taking a punt on Bernardo Silva. Yeah, he's fine too. Cancelo's fine. The only issue is Walker. So Walker is definitely out. So there's and it's quite. We're not uncertain yet as to what exactly is the how long it will be out for, but it's looking long. Yeah, he did have a surgery, and
so that could potentially affect the World Cup place, right? Could be.
He'll be absent. So it's disappointing for him, but it does give others a chance, I guess.
More opportunity.
So that's it. It's just that okay.
So in FPL wise, if let's say Walker will be out for a while, and people thinking like downgrading Cancelo, could Gomez could actually play more, have more minutes now. Could be.
Yeah, he could. How much is he? I haven't checked.
5+. Let me check.
Okay, well, it's affordable. So that pretty much flanks set the flanks. With Zinchenko having left, you're pretty much left with Cancelo and Gomez.
Wow. Is his 4.5?
Fascinating. Okay, but in the light, those of you who are still looking for that third Manchester City asset, they're scoring so much goals at the moment. Why not just go for someone like Gundogan or Foden, Silva? But of course, previously we were worried about rotation in previous seasons, but this season, the issue isn't as much. Although Mahrez, who started midweek, showed that he's still capable of it, but I don't think it's enough. I think they'll still go with their normal squad of Foden, KDB, Silva, and Haaland. Yeah.
Yep. Southampton.
Southampton. GWP is fit. That's for my personal name, and everyone else is fit. So it's just a case of how Hasselhut is going to set up his team to frustrate City and try to slow them down. But I don't think it's possible. Not with the team they have.
Can this be a 9-0 scoreline yet again for Southampton?
Yeah, this might be the match where a 10 goal scoreline might happen.
It'll be a disaster for me, especially if let's say KDB or Foden go nuts this week, because I don't have him.
But the only thing is I suspect that I got this bad feeling in my head that Southampton will still score somehow. Randomly. Yeah, I don't know whether it's to do with the likes of Walker not being around, but Walker is quite integral to that setup, so they may exploit that situation, and that's the only thing that when Hasselhut does his strategy, that's something that's going to be on his mind,
All right.
But it's still secondary to the threat of Haaland.
Okay, fair. All right, I would like to welcome Rakan FPL to the stream. Good morning, sir. So let's go to the next news, which is Newcastle versus Brentford. What has been Eddie Howe and Thomas Frank has been saying, me?
Yeah, so pretty much Isaac is still out, and looks like he could be down till the end of the month. Then everyone else not really important except maybe Shelby, but Shelby might be back coming soon. The only thing is question now is Alan Saint Maximin. So is
Hmm.
he ready to play? Apparently, he will be included in the squad for Brentford. He's come to a full week. But I do feel that they're going to manage him a bit because he does have his injuries. So, and given that Newcastle did really well last week, I can see them just him coming on as a sub. When you imagine how he has got the likes of Almiron. Last season, he moved Joe Linton up to another level. This season looks like he's done the same to Almiron. So these are
Yeah,
existing
yeah,
players. so
yeah.
so which is great. And of course, you got Wilson in the front, and always dependable.
Okay.
And so the question now is, how is that match going to fare against Brentford? Brentford, we know that last week they blanked, so they're going to want to bounce back, I think, because it's really disappointing that they lost, that they failed to get a win against Bournemouth. Yeah, so this could be quite an open game. In terms of
Yeah, I still remember, if not mistaken, last year it's like a 3-3 draw or something like
oh,
that, where Tony got involved. Yep.
okay, all right, yeah. So the only thing is that uh, Jansen, one of the defenders for Brentford, last weekend he had the injury. So, but apparently it's not going to be long. But it's not going to be. He's not going to be fit for this Newcastle game. But Ethan Pennock seems to be coming back. So let's see how that goes. However, in terms of FPL wise, yeah, obviously the likes of Trippier will be there. Wilson if you're there, and we talked a bit about Almiron, as a possible pick. And honestly, I'm looking at him simply because I'm not sure JWP can do anything against City, but it has to be enough for me to take a hit.
But JW, he's like this. When you least expected, he deliver. So that's why when he's on radar, he pop up with 2 goals, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 penalty, something like that. Hmm.
Yep, I agree. So yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yep. Just to recap, last year is actually a 3-all draw at Newcastle. Okay,
yep.
Newcastle and Brentford 3-3. Tony scored a goal, and Jolinton and ASM was on the other side with Lascelles goal, and on Brentford side is Rico Henry and own goal by Lascelles. Yep. So that's the scoreline, and we know Tony was ex Newcastle player, so he might want to prove again that he should be the one who be leading line for Newcastle. I don't know in future. So anyway, those are the stats for last year, and this could easily be another high scoring game. Next
Yep.
one, I think also a big match, especially when talking about performance wise. In terms of league table, they're also up there. Brighton versus Spurs. Just to mention, Spurs did not issue any press conference due to very
Mm.
sad passing of one of the staff member of Conte teams. So I think we can only comment on Brighton. Yep.
Yeah. So for Brighton, under the new manager who fashioned the 3-all draw against Liverpool, so that's looking good. I don't know what it's doing to the defense, but in terms of injury wise, they all no serious injuries, so you can expect Welbeck to again lead the line with hat trick hero Trossard at the back as well, and probably Gross as well. On the sorry, where am I looking at?
Spurs, is it?
Spurs, yeah. So on the Spurs side, yeah. So no, we don't have any injury news. So my screen blanked out for that.
So what we can tell you
Yeah,
about Emerson Royal, which
yeah.
will be suspended.
So it'll be suspended. And of course, for us to figure it out with the because Sun blanked. So how will Kulusevski was benched last week? So Son Mitchell is a play. So the question is what's going to happen this week? Having said that, Spurs versus Brighton, it's not as easy as it sounds. Um, but Spurs do need to bounce back though, so that's something to think about. Um, you've got, I guess, for without Royal, that means Doherty has a good chance of coming in.
Okay, the predicted line here shows that Perisic might start on the right and Sessegnon on the left. If let's say
Oh,
Doherty are not past fit yet, lah, I'm not sure.
okay, okay. Well, the thing is, he did play with Republic of Ireland
Okay, all right.
during
Okay,
the international break. And sorry. So Kulusevski is apparently still injured, so
okay,
he's definitely out for at least 2 weeks, I think. Yeah. So then it's all settled in terms of that starting lineup, attacking up front.
okay, all right. Good stuff. Let's go to the next match, which is Palace versus Leeds. Man, we know that Palace lost last week against Chelsea, but Leeds also did not really win against Villa. So, what latest news for both teams?
Yeah, the Gallagher strikes. Oh. Yeah. So pretty much everyone who's anyone is fit. Of course, the uh, Vieira has this tendency to move around his squad, so which in attack, which makes it hard to pick. So meaning that really Zaha, I think, and last week Olise suddenly was there instead. But it's still just Zaha, isn't it? So in terms of excuse me, in terms of picks, it really is just Zaha to consider. Now for Leeds though, Leeds you've got Bamford is gonna be able to start because since Sinister,
Sinister.
the Sinister is serving is suspended for one match, so definitely Bamford has a chance to start. Um, but of course, the question is, is Rodrigo going to come back to that form? You're all watching to see whether that will happen, because you've seen that he can be explosive, or is it just an early season thing and he's gonna die out? So for me, I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, I mean, Rodrigo is one of those I was considering as a replacement for JWP, but of course, he has to do enough to justify the hit, and I'm not sure that's happening. To be fair, um, I mean, he only came back from injury. He
Yep.
only started last week, but it
Yep.
was a blank against a Villa whose defense seemed to be improving. But Palace defense is not great. Is is
Okay.
is strong too. Yeah, I wouldn't
Yep.
say it's weak either. So
I
I
think
might.
this Vieira mentioned Anderson is looking good to be back. I think there's a plus point for
Yeah,
Crystal Palace when we have Anderson and Girl partnership at the centre back will be more solid. That's what I feel.
yeah. So let's see.
So yep, okay, good stuff. Let's go next game, which is West Ham versus Fulham. People are really monitoring Mitrovic news. Mean so what's the latest for both teams?
Yeah. So for West Ham first, looks like Skamaka's gonna start, isn't he?
Yeah, he's coming
Yeah,
into frame.
yeah, and Antonio is gonna be the one. I mean, he'll be slowly phased out, I guess. but of course, Bowen, is he gonna push on after his goal and assist last week? So that's, I think Afos, our friend Afos has him, uh,
Yep.
and so that's it. Maxwell Cornet is the only significant person uh, who's out for, but it's apparently just a short-term injury. It's only for this week.
Yep.
So on the Fulham side, so the biggest question is Mitrovic. So according to Silva, he's getting better but remains doubtful. So without being very without helping us much is that he could be ready for Sunday. He could be ready next week. Tomorrow we will assess him again. So it's a problem. It's gonna be up to you guys. But the thing is, with Mitrovic, I would think that if he is fit, he will play. So if you do have substitutes available, then I would stick him in, because if he fails to recover, then he'll the FPL will just sub him out. So
Yep.
but if he does play and you put him on the bench, and he could hurt you. He could hurt you.
Yep. Understand. And I think that's an important news from Michael Silva about Mitrovic condition. He's still doubt, but he's doing working, and he's getting better, but he's still doubt. So I feel there is a chance that Mitrovic might start the game, because West Ham Fulham is on Sunday, so there will be late fitness tests. There could be a chance that Mitrovic starts. So whoever have him, like me, will definitely start him, and if not, you just get rid of your bench. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Next, the big one, man.
That's
Arsenal versus Liverpool. I'm expecting big things from Liverpool. Come on.
all right. So for Arsenal, um, since they won against Spurs last weekend. I doubt they're going to make any changes to the team. Although Zinchenko, he missed training in before the Europa game, but they said it's precautionary because of his return from injury. But I don't see Arteta changing a winning team. I think that he'll likely keep with his current squad for the match against Liverpool. All right, so now on Liverpool, and now that I thought about it, they seem to be returning to the when Klopp first took over Liverpool, they were known as the uh, what was the term, rock team, a rock and roll team, um, and where they were just scoring goals, but they were leaving their defense was all over the place, and it seems to be returning to that sort of team right now. Now, but the question for me is, who's going to start up top? We saw that Diaz was benched
Yep.
last weekend, so you would think that he would return to
I
the
think I
lineup.
expect I expect Diaz should start, because I feel Diaz should
Mm.
is actually the main 11 for Klopp team.
Yeah, he should be. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you completely. The only thing is that we know that Nunes played. He started um, in the Champions League. Yeah, and he didn't score a goal, but he did play. Salah scored a goal, and TAA, or your typical FPL players, decides to score in the Champions League match. So that's where the question now is: who would you think starts up top for Liverpool?
I feel Klopp will start Firmino. To be fair, I think he's more confident. Is more settled in. Okay, and we know what Firmino quality is.
Yeah.
And I think I agree with the predicted lineup. The only thing is Robertson is still out, right? So Simika should start on the left side. So I think that's the only concern, maybe. But the
Yeah.
rest should be the first 11, which is I expect Henderson, Fabinho, and Thiago is in
Okay.
midfield.
All right. Well, I took a look at the lineups for both Scout, and so Scout has Firmino starting as you showing there, but Hub has Jota starting.
Oh,
That's so. Let's see. So yeah, let's not forget Jota's around. So
yep, I
Jota,
forgot that.
Jota, Firmino, and Nunes. What's it
Could
gonna be?
Jota dislodge Diaz position? He did that last week, right?
Uh, yeah, he did. But yeah, but we don't know
But I feel
exactly.
Diaz should start this game
But
because
but but at, this, but at the same time, Jota also started in the midweek match in the Champions League, and he
okay, all
played
right.
behind Nunes. Yeah, so
Okay.
it looks like Klopp is doing some experiments to see how to get the best out of his squad.
Yep, yep,
Um,
yep, yep, yep.
yeah. So the other thing is we'll still see Tsimikas on
Yep.
as left back, and Tsimikas, like Robertson, does take free kicks or corners as well. So that's something for you. For those of you who don't want to invest so much in Liverpool anymore, then someone like Tsimikas might
Yeah.
be an option.
So basically, I can see here TA will face Martinelli and Simikas will face Saka. So if let's say Klopp wants to be a bit more defensive, maybe Simikas, Milner over Simikas, maybe if he feels that Milner will be more defensive or more reliable to play against Saka, it could be. I think that's the thinking. If not,
Mm,
Liverpool might say, okay, just go with what I feel the best attacking and go for it because this will definitely be an open game, right? I mean,
yeah, it's definitely an open game. This is another might be a 6 goal thriller. But I kind of disagree you a bit about me having Milner in, because yes, you're right.
okay,
Milner is probably better defensively, but
okay, yep,
he's slow. His
okay.
legs are gone, and against the likes of Saka, and I can't imagine even if they swap flanks, Saka and Martinelli swap flanks. Either way, Tsimikas is in trouble. Milner will be in trouble because even the TAA isn't that great a defender.
Okay, all
Um,
right.
so yeah,
Fair,
so
fair, fair.
there are goals. There are goals.
Okay, okay. All right, let's go to the next match, which is Everton versus Manchester United. Everton flying because they did snatch a win against Southampton last week, but Manchester really need to bounce back this week. So, what's latest news from both camp?
Right. So on the Manchester United side, the worry thing was with regards to Varane, whether or not he'll be back. So they're not sure. So it's gonna be a late call. He has an ankle issue. Then you got Anthony Martial also having an issue. So, and I think the manager has mentioned somewhere, I'm just trying to find it, never mind, about them being really careful from him. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So he wants to be careful.
Yep,
So he
I
can't
agree.
go forward. But Rashford should be good to go. And Rashford did well midweek. So, yeah, we can, Ronaldo is, Ronaldo's Ronaldo doesn't seem to have it anymore, does he? So even with Manchester United do well, he failed. He played in midweek, but then he didn't make an impact, and Rashford came in and did. So yeah, so Rashford will definitely lead the lineup this time.
Yeah, for Everton, will DCL be back?
Yeah, so this is the case with DCL, but no, I mean, no one's. We're not gonna expect him to. Mope is around. Mope is a good replacement.
Okay, all right.
Mope is capable of, and he has less injury issues as well. So he's contention, sure, but I think he'll be on the bench at the most. Everyone else is, well, Patterson. I think quite a few of you, including myself, still have
Yep, yep.
Patterson, so he's still out. So Coleman will be back, and
Coleman will deputize.
Coleman will play again. And the thing is with Coleman, that's where if Manchester Ten Hag wants to exploit any weakness, he'll want them to go through Coleman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I agree with that. I think the only key injury here is Varane. I think, and if let's say he's out, Maguire is not there, and Lindelof will take his place. So I think the rest should be the same players. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the last match of
Yep.
Sunday night.
At
It's quite late, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 a.m. But Monday is public holiday, right?
Oh, that's right. Oh, it's a public holiday here. Okay, never mind.
So
Manchester
public
United
holiday
fans,
in Malaysia, so you
Everton.
can just Manchester United fan, Everton fan can just wake
I
up
might
late and
enjoy. I watch it. It should be fun.
All right, next game. The last game for game week 10 is actually Forest versus Villa. I cannot find any PC from Steve Cooper, but I have news that Steve Cooper has signed a new contract for the club.
Oh, okay. Well. He did have his press conference on Friday.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, but
I couldn't find it.
same old.
If you have,
Yeah. No, it's nice. I can. So pretty much the same people out, which is Colback, Richards, Nyakate. So you've got everyone else is going to play, which 11 is going
Which
to play.
11? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard to speculate, and he's not giving anything away. You wonder, when are the likes of Dennis going to be at the starting lineup, and what's going on? Is Lingard going to play again? Gibbs White? It's really tough. He's got all these players, but he still hasn't found his his first 11. So find it's going to be tough for them. But this is the last match of the week, so he's got time to figure it out. But I don't know whether it's too late, because now you're gonna face a slowly improving Aston Villa. Okay, so Aston Villa drew last week, didn't they? I can't remember. I think they
Yes,
drew.
against
Yeah, yeah,
Leeds.
yeah. They drew against. Oh, yeah, that's right, against Leeds. So they're improving. Yeah, and the likes of Cash is gonna be back again. He may be back. He had a hamstring injury before. Um, but everyone else is fine. But you mentioned that Bailey. So Bailey,
Yeah. Billy is
yeah,
down, right?
yeah. So he didn't play last month. No, did he play last week? Can't remember. But he is a doubt for this week. But then it's the thing is that it's a Monday night match or Tuesday morning for us, so he might be fit in time. Having said that, it gives a chance for Buendia to come in, and he really should uh, get more chances to play. But yeah, Gerard doesn't seem to think he's good enough to start regularly. Yeah, but if Gerard wants to go more attacking against Forest, then that's where he could play both Watkins and Ings.
Yep,
I sus-
I just checked that Bailey did start last game, but he's substituted out on the 63rd minute, maybe because of the injury. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So if they think they can mutilate Spurs, then Forest, then yeah, two up top.
But I expect Cooper, after signing a new contract, which I think for the past 1 week people are calling for his head, right? And
Yeah.
Forest has been dismal. And then, can you ever see that the owner actually support him and give him a new contract? And I check it out. Actually, Cooper contract will be finished by this end of year, but he
Yep.
continue to be awarded with new contract. And this shows the owner faith to Cooper. That what I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. So we don't is due to ability or due to loyalty. I'm not sure, but it's good. It's nice to see though, um because we see a lot of reactions, but then forgetting that the manager has done well to get them promoted into the league, So, well, are you just going to kick him out after knowing that it's a tough time? But at the end of the day, yes, I am surprised, that the contract is renewed so quickly. I thought maybe wait until the
Yep.
half, until half, and then see how it is, because they've also at the same time they also backed him in the transfer market
Yes,
um,
yes.
at at the start of the
So this
season.
is logical to do. Yep.
Yeah. So he needs to be given the time to find the right squad, the right players, the right first
Okay.
11. Yeah.
Question
Yeah.
for
But
question for
the thing
you.
is, for us, for FPL side, is just that it's hard to pick them, and they are at the near the bottom of the fixture ticket anyway.
Question to you. What do you think best lineup 11 for Forest? Do you feel Lingard should actually has a role there in the first 11 because he's not featuring anymore?
I think Lingard and Dennis both need to start. Yeah, I think Lingard can work well with Dennis, but Johnson should also still start. I think he's still one of the better options up top, with Dennis coming in from the left. But it's the defense that needs sorting out, isn't it? And I have no idea what how what the how they're gonna fix that defense, because I'm not familiar with their players.
Okay, I know a new addition Boli. I think he's a good addition to put somewhere there. I don't know about Worrell or McKenna. Steve Cook maybe, but yeah, that is the suspect part. But I can. Dean Henderson is definitely a good addition in at keeper. So I feel they
Yeah.
could be Cooper is up to this task. He want to show the owner that he's right when giving this new contract. He will put and um, inspire all the his players to up to this challenge and win against Villa. I feel
Okay. Yeah.
right.
So let's see. Oh, but I guess there was some issues raised with and Williams, who's Nico Williams, who's one of our
Mm, mm, mm,
FPL pick chief. Whether
mm,
or
mm.
not he will continue to start,
Okay.
um, given the recent results. And apparently, Sergi Aurier did well when he came on. Uh,
Okay.
so we'll see. We'll see. I do think that he will make that change, though. I think Aurier will start. I think the predicted lineup.
Nico will start, right? Nico.
Yeah, predicted lineup has Williams, but I think Aurier will get the start. I think having his experience, Premier League experience in defense is going to help. Yeah, and
Okay.
then then together with Cook and Henderson, they can form
All
a bit
right.
more stronger back three.
I'm really excited to see the lineup. Hopefully, we shall see. All right, man. I think let's go to the top transfer for game week 10 in and out. I will reveal to you the most transferred in for this week is Trossard. It's not any Man City asset, it's Trossard. With 752,000 managers has bring the Belgian in ahead of Spurs. I'm not too sure. Okay. Then I can see second Foden, 599,000 managers. The third one, Madison, no surprise after his 18 points haul, 570,000 managers has bring him in. 3PR traffic keep coming in with 450,000 because Trippier did manage to get clean sheet and a bonus point. Lucky for Trippier honor and then KDB at 380,000 managers. So that is top 5 transfer in for this week. The most transfer out, surprise, surprise, is Mitrovic because of his injury during game against Newcastle. But as we all know, he's still doubt and 667 managers feels that it is time to part it with the Serbian player. Then we can see Liverpool compatriot, TAA, Salah and Luis Diaz, the next three. Then after that, Kulusevski, who might not be ready this week anyway, right?
Yeah.
So what can you make up of this traffic, man?
Well, firstly, I just go to the top transfers out first. So there's 5 players there. 2 are injured, and the rest are Liverpool players. How stock or Liverpool stock have fallen, and it's insane to see. So yeah, I'm not, I don't blame anyone for selling Liverpool players. And they play Arsenal as well. So if there are better matchups, I can see why there's evacuation. And okay, so you got Trossard there after his Liverpool hat trick. So no jokes there, and he is coming into form. Spurs will have Perisic on his side, playing at right. Yeah, because Trossard's on the left. Yeah, so that will be interesting to see. Probably, I think he's still capable of scoring a goal, but maybe not a hat trick. But still right. So Foden again, no surprise, another hat trick guy. Followed, and then Madison, Trippier. Surprisingly, KDB is being transferred in, and you would think that the transfer in of KDB coincides with the departure of Salah.
Yes.
That's got to be how they're funding it.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, you could expect another high scoring match for Manchester City. Most people already have Haaland, so that's why it doesn't appear there anymore. But Trossard and Madison, Madison play another promoted side, so definitely people will want to get him in.
Are
I
you
just
are you surprised? Okay, right.
No, I just want to point out, interestingly enough, because as the top 5 on the fixture list aren't exactly great. They're not attractive. They're not big sides, but I do feel that Aston Villa has one of the better lineups, and if considering they're slowly improving because they've got Forest, Chelsea at home, Fulham, Brentford. So that's four matches where they totally capable of scoring goals. We know that Chelsea might be exhausted and they are not defensively sound yet.
Yep.
Then Fulham, who are also suffering, and then you have Brentford. So definitely, if Villa looking to max, and we know Forest have conceding, so like buckets right now.
Yeah.
So shouldn't we just are we going to try to target Nottingham opponents? Yeah.
Yeah. I can see if they say what can score a brace or hat trick this week, you can see traffic next week will be what.
But then
But
they'll
do
face
you,
Chelsea. So it's
yeah,
like
but the same case right now.
yeah.
Do you surprise by Trossard most transfer in because for Brighton fixture they have Spurs, which I can say tough. They away to Brentford, okay. Forest at home, and then Man City. I think that is the next four. So I'm not too
Yeah.
sure whether that's the right decision our managers are doing. What do you think?
Well, it could be just up until game week 12, and then wild card comes in. Yeah. So I don't know, but
Okay. All right.
definitely there's definitely some knee jerk reaction. Let's not
Yeah.
with hat tricks. People jump in immediately because knowing that his price is going to rise. Foden as well. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's more knee-jerk, but I agree with Foden coming in, okay, and it's against Southampton this week, and then next week against Liverpool, who, like you mentioned, are not really in the great form.
yeah.
Okay, I think that's all we want to touch about the traffic before you consider your transfer. Okay.
Yeah.
The last thing before we go to our team is just run through on the booking side. Returning back from suspension, Jao Palinaha, like Azmi mentioned in the team news. Okay, so that's great news for Fulham. The players are banned for fixture. Royal 3 match starting this week. Chaloba also 3 match. And then Collins continue that suspension of 3 match this week against Chelsea. And then, like we mentioned, Sinistra and Neves suspended for this week. So that on the ban list side, the players on 4 yellow card, man, Jesus and Gordon especially, that people are having a safe for now. Any comment?
So Jesus was he on 4 cards last week? I can't remember.
Yes.
He was, right? So he managed to
Yeah.
escape getting booked. And now he's going to play Liverpool, and I think he'll still manage to escape being booked again. Then the other one is of course Gordon, but I think if I remember correctly, Gordon didn't start last week.
Yes. Didn't
Yeah,
start.
so that of course raises some worry for those who have him. But he's a cheap player anyway, so it's no big deal.
All right.
And with Jesus, and he still scored last week.
Yeah.
So he's definitely capable of scoring. But then I think the exodus happened last week already. That's why he was.
Okay, fair. Let's go. Let's see how long Jesus can run from this fifth yellow card. All right. We go to your team first. I don't know whether you made any changes this from midweek, man.
Yes, I've made. So as you know, I've made a transfer on Sunday. I think just after City again exploded, I finally brought in Kane for Haaland. And my other change is I've also captained Haaland.
No, okay.
so the thing is, I have lacking a bench because Nico Williams looks like I suspect he won't play anyway. So I'm pretty much stuck with who I am. But in the face of any random absentees, all of these players are first 11. Yeah,
Yes.
so it's just a case of whether I want to improve the quality, and of course, when I say that, I'm only looking at James Ward-Prowse. So that's I have some funds, but whether or not I go for it, I don't know. So that's
If I was you, I said first before JWP. I think
pardon.
so. If I was you, I said first before JWP because I said we are not sure when he's returning, right?
Okay, so let's say I bring in so let's say I get a deal with Isaac. What options do you think I should bring in?
That's a big question. I can say that.
Okay. So if I want to do the Villa thing,
Ah,
Watkins, yeah, I
you
could
give
do
me
that.
an idea, I mean. And
What?
Watkins at 7.2, right? You have the
Yes.
money, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I think I'll do that.
think so. Who's
I
taking
think so.
penalties for Villa now?
I think so. Yes.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean the other okay. No, yeah. Wilson, but
Or you want to change sideways to Wilson?
no. The Newcastle's matchups aren't that great. Um, yeah, but okay. So meaning that if I bring in Watkins and then I just bench Ward-Prowse.
I think so. Or you can bench Andreas if you're not keen on it. I think that's the two option.
I could,
JWP on penalty on free kick set pieces, right? Andreas
yeah.
also on that, but he doesn't take penalty. So, do you feel Andreas has a better matchup against West Ham? I think so.
I
On
don't know
paper.
because without Mitrovic, he'll suffer a bit, isn't it?
Yep.
It's yeah, but Andreas is pretty much the set piece taker for
Correct.
for
And
Fulham.
I was made known that Willian is out, so he will not share this
Okay.
duty with Willian.
It's just that if the longer I keep Isaac, the more his price will drop. So
So
I mean,
there is an opportunity, man. I know we are not rely so
no,
much on
you
Watkins. Like,
you do have something there because if I was to bring in Watkins, then definitely I will want to keep him and bench Ward-Prowse this week because after that he has some decent
yep,
matchups anyway. He plays
yep.
West Ham and Bournemouth. So
Because since you're mentioning about Villa fixture just now, so just perfect, right?
yeah.
Okay, something to ponder.
Okay. I'm warming up to the idea. I think he can do it because it'll be with a hit, but it's against Forest. I think that's definitely possible. I'm Henderson is still my keeper there though, so it'll be interesting to see.
Then you
Let's
play
see how
Sanchez, right? Then you play
Sanchez
Sanchez.
against Spurs.
You never
Yeah, I
know.
could do
You
that.
never know, right?
Yeah, Sanchez at home against Spurs. Yeah, I think that's doable too.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good.
Let's
Stuff,
do it.
man.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm gonna do it now while you. Okay.
Hey, no.
Go to your.
Don't do
Go
it.
to your.
Don't do it now. Just think about it. Just have a feel. Okay.
Okay.
So to my team, most likely I will keep my transfer because there's an outside chance Mitrovic starts the match against West Ham. We don't know, but if that not happen, then my first sub girl will come in against Leeds United. I think Crystal Palace has a chance of a clean sheet. So my team is Guita at goal, TAA, Cancelo, and Trippier. I played everyone. Then I have Salah, Madison, Martinelli, and Zaha. Solanke against Leicester. Hopefully he do something. Mitrovic, then Haaland captain. I will roll my transfer next week. I don't know what I'm going to do next week if I want to be honest. The one thing that I'm looking forward this week is actually Marco Silva mentioned that Mitrovic will be out 3 to 4 weeks, so I can do my kit, bring in Kane and Foden, but looks like it's not going to happen now.
Yeah, it's a. I think it's okay. Yeah, I think you should leave it as that. Mitrovic is that risk that you have. I guess the question is for me, wouldn't you put Andreas as your first sub rather than Grow?
I don't know. Do you feel that Crystal Palace has a
Chance of a clean sheet.
clean sheet against Leeds, or I don't
Leeds
know.
are very attacking. I would think that they can squeeze in at least one goal. Although to be fair, they did blank last week against Villa. So
Okay. The other point is if let's say Mitrovic out, Andreas is not really like a good output
true.
without
Without
Mitrovic, right?
That's true.
So I leave it there.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm not going to say anything about Solanke either. Okay. I just wanted to come back to the Villa thing, and and you're right about me taking some time. And the problem is, I think that Watkins and Ings haven't scored for 6 matches, at least 6 matches. I think. Yeah, they've been blanking so much. Although with Ings, it also hasn't played. I think he hasn't played at least one of those matches, but that's the problem. Having said that,
Okay.
if you want to target Forest, then yeah, you might.
Forest.
That's when they might.
I can say Forest is the whipping boys now. Okay. And then fixture breed form. I don't know. So that's I see it. We know Watkins not, but Bowen did also in despair, right? He doesn't it,
Yes.
and then good fixture coming in, and he did perform. So
Well,
maybe it's time
let's
for
see if
Villa. I don't know.
we can kick
Okay,
it off. Yeah. See, so it was 5 matches, not 6, but yeah, still, yeah.
let's go to some question, man, before we wrap up our stream. Trossard or Zaha for long term? You're talking about until World Cup? Hmm.
Uh, Zaha takes penalties, doesn't he?
Yes,
Trossard doesn't. Yeah. So
I think Zaha.
it's a tough one.
Tough one. I know. Brighton is a better team than Crystal Palace. Can I say that?
Brighton's attack is stronger, I think, than Palace. Yeah.
But Zaha on penalty. And to be fair, I can see Crystal Palace fixture. They play Leicester. They will play Forest and Southampton somewhere in the next 7 games. So maybe Zaha
Oh,
pull
oh,
a
that's right.
better.
Because it's a question of whether or not it's long term, which is long
Yeah.
term. Then Palace. I mean
Okay.
Zaha all the way. And the thing is, yeah, even on the fixture, aren't Crystal Palace at the top of the ticker list?
Yeah,
Yes, they
yeah,
are.
yeah. Somewhere there. Somewhere
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Brighton are at the bottom. So, well, the last, because after within the next 6, they also play Manchester City as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
and they
So
play
if
Spurs.
you want to punt Brighton, I think if you have luxury transfer on game week 12, where Brighton play home to Forest, and we know game week 12, we do not have really captaincy debate, Haaland and so on. Trossard could be really outside choice if you don't favor Salah or Kane, who actually play Manchester United that week. So that's for game week 12, game week 12 top. Okay, all right, not this week.
Okay.
So
Yeah, bring Forest.
we go to the next question. Something fishy in West Ham versus Fulham press conference. Okay, to play safe, play Mitrovic. Okay, fair. He mentioned about the doubtfulness of Mitrovic availability versus West Ham, or sub him and start Shah. So he has an option whether to play Mitrovic or Shah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Shah is an option. Shah does also score goals and every now and then as well. But no, I think it's the case of if Mitrovic fit, he'll start.
Yep.
And if he's not fit, I don't think he'll even be on the bench. I don't think he'll be risked.
Yeah.
I think Silva's going to be cautious enough and know that if he's ready to, if he's fit enough, he'll play. He won't be on the bench, because if he's going to be on the bench, then he might as well not be on the bench.
I
So
agree. I agree with Azmin 100%. I'll play Mitrovic, and if they say it doesn't feature, your first sub star can come in.
yeah,
Next question. I have two free transfer. Wow, so good. How about Bailey to Zaha and Kane to Jesus? Rolling game week 11 and game week 10, I have bet two to solve Arsenal Man City blank problem. Got the feeling Jesus will do damage versus Liverpool. Okay. I comment first, main. Bailey to Zaha is good. Kane to Jesus, I'm not too sure, because Kane can actually perform against Brighton also. And then you have to deal with Jesus. So Kane come back and forth. I'm not too sure about Jesus. If I have Jesus, I will play him. I will not change him out. I just change Bailey to Zaha. But the thing is whether he has the fun to do that.
yeah. So you're right. I'm on the same wavelength. I think Jesus can do damage against Liverpool, but I think Kane can do damage against Brighton. So I don't think the difference will be significant enough to merit a -4 hit. Sorry, you're not taking a hit, but even without a
Yeah.
hit, I don't think is enough. You might as well save the transfer now and use it in game week 11 instead.
Okay. All
And
right.
so that will still leave you with two
Yep.
transfers for
Yeah. Yeah.
game 12.
The thing is, I think he's actually funding, and funding, is it? No, because funding Kane money to Zaha. I think that's why he's doing this transfer. But the thing is, I'm not too sure about that move.
Yeah, I don't think.
Martial, good point. Yes, like we mentioned, if let's say you want to get rid of, like I said, like Azmin, Martial could be an option, but I think Villa is much better in minutes.
I don't know. I'm not happy with Ten Hag's press conference about them managing um, um,
Martial.
Anthony Marshall's time. Yeah. So even though he did score goals, I'm not sure. Uh, I mean, because there's a risk that he may be on the bench. I mean, you got Anthony, Sancho, Rashford, and Fernandez. They all okay. So Martial no way is gonna replace Fernandez. So it's between those three, Anthony, Sancho, and Rashford. And I don't think he needs to risk it. I think
Yep,
those three are decent.
yep, I agree. Next, last question from Raka FPL. Watkins, the player that you mentioned just now, or Solanke? I know this
I'll let
answer
I'll let Hafiz answer this one.
because I have Solanke. I definitely say 100% without a doubt. Okay, Aston Villa is a better team than Bournemouth in terms, at least for from attacking point of view, and Watkins is my choice if I have the money.
All right, on my side, it's Watkins. I have him in my team, so I definitely feel that. Oh, did I
You
just say
already
that?
have.
Yeah, I just yes, I just transferred him in. Oh, I did transfer him. So yeah, I'm definitely Watkins. Yeah, I got sold Watkins this morning, so yeah, I've just brought him in. I think he will break his duck against Forest.
All right, good stuff, man. Thank you for joining this stream, everyone. So just like to remind, the game week 10 deadline will be at 8:30 p.m. It will be a late deadline because the matches will start at 10 p.m. Malaysian time. So your last word, man.
The Haaland journey begins.
Yes, you feel the having Haaland and captaining him.
Feel the
What
burn.
a wonderful enjoy feeling. I can say that. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right. Thanks so much, Azmin, for joining this deadline stream. And hopefully, we wish everyone very best luck for this game week 10. Don't rush your decision, but I think if they say it's also acceptable to do any knee jerking if they say you don't happy with your team, like Salah, TAA. I think it's viable to do this week. Bring in James, the likes of James, because he scored an assist in Champions League.
Yeah.
Potter really mentioned good stuff about see James. That's one move that you can make. Salah to KDB or Foden, I feel is good
Yeah.
against Southampton. I really tempted, but it's up to you. So good luck to everyone. Take care, stay safe, and see you again.
All
Bye
the
bye.
best to all Salah holders. Okay. Bye bye.